When I accepted a position at a university in another state, I thought the biggest challenge would be preparing for my new job. I had research to organize, projects to wrap up, and a new workplace to prepare for. But when I came home, there was another problem waiting for me. I had to move everything I owned. And my moving schedule didn't exactly match my work schedule. At first, I started looking at traditional moving companies. But when I looked at what I actually needed to take with me, I realized my situation was different from a typical household move. Most of my belongings were books, clothes, personal items, and everyday essentials. I didn't necessarily need a large moving truck. What I needed was a practical way to move a manageable number of boxes across state lines. Then I realized the biggest problem wasn't the distance. It was timing. I had to move out of my current place before I started my new position. But my new apartment wouldn't be ready until later. I couldn't delay my first day of work just because my new home wasn't ready. That's when I realized I needed more than interstate shipping. I needed storage in between. I started by ordering a moving kit. The packing supplies I needed were delivered to me, including moving boxes, packing tape, printed labels, and label pouches. Instead of spending extra time looking for packing supplies, I could organize and pack everything from home around my own schedule. With work already keeping me busy, that made the preparation much easier. I could also choose a pickup option that worked for my situation. If I wanted to bring the boxes myself, I could drop them off at a FedEx office location. A standard pickup option was also available. But because I had several heavy boxes filled with books, I chose premium indoor pickup. The pickup crew came inside and collected my packed belongings directly from my home. That was especially helpful because I didn't have to carry every heavy box outside myself. This was the part that changed the way I thought about moving. My belongings and I didn't have to arrive in the new state on the same day. I packed the essentials I needed and moved first. My other belongings went into storage. That allowed me to start my new position without having to coordinate everything around my apartment move-in date. Once my new apartment was confirmed, I could arrange the next step. My belongings had already been stored, so I didn't have to rush into choosing a home just to have somewhere to send my boxes. When my address and schedule were ready, I could continue with delivery to my new location. That flexibility was probably the biggest advantage for me. There was one more thing that mattered to me. My university required documentation for relocation expenses. After logging into the UC Moving website, I could go to my page, open the completed payment section, and print my invoice directly. Having access to the invoice when I needed it made preparing my relocation expense documentation much more convenient. And this isn't only an option for professors. It can also work for lecturers, researchers, visiting scholars, and professionals taking temporary assignments in another state. If your work starts before your new home is ready, or if you're not sure how long you'll stay in the new location, separating your travel schedule from your moving schedule can make the transition much easier. What I learned was that a successful move isn't always about getting everything to the destination as quickly as possible. For me, it was about having the flexibility to move according to my schedule. I could pack from home, choose the pickup option that worked for me, store my belongings when necessary, and continue the interstate move once my new address was ready. Instead of planning my new job around my moving schedule, I could plan my move around my life. If you're relocating for a university position, research appointment, or short-term assignment in another state, your belongings don't have to determine your schedule. Move first. Store when you need to. And continue your move when you're ready. UC Moving. Move smarter from the start.